the selected one. Even the judge was scared. They underestimated you. They spoke about you. They played a joke on you. They spoke behind your back. But you are not your average man. You are the chosen one. There is a holy fire inside your soul. Destiny's voice echoes in your footsteps. Those who sought to pass judgment on you eventually wrote their own verdict with their own hands. Because there is not just truth behind you, but also a great force protecting you. Divine justice. It is so intense that the hands of those who want to judge you trembled. Yes, the selected one. Even the judge was terrified when he saw you. Because you aren't walking alone. There is an invisible army with you. The army of truth. This video will show you how the games you played were reversed. How the traps designed for you ended up catching their owner. Those that ruined your reputation are now attempting to protect theirs. Those who sought to defile your name are being destroyed by the power of the name. This is not just a comeback. This is a heavenly calculation. If you are ready, welcome to the drama of folks who refuse to turn off their lights. Immediately, write 777 in the comments. You were chosen because you are not like everyone else. Someone made the regrettable error of calling your name, thinking they might take advantage of the situation. Instead, they are consumed with the repercussions of their own actions. They attempted to corrupt your legacy. Your spirit and entire being become instruments for their own narrative. Instead of fueling their cause, the mention of you has set off a chain reaction of evident truths, trapping them in their own deceit. Now they're drowning in guilt, wishing they hadn't spoken your name. This is the natural result of dishonest individuals underestimating the enormous forces they are up against. Your name has an unexpected resonance, and its importance has overwhelmed them. They have no concept what is happening, shifting in obvious, irreversible ways. Those who sought to undermine you are now imprisoned in their own lies, unable to avoid the repercussions of their foolish actions. What they believed was a simple solution turned out to be a huge mistake. And now they must confront the full force of the universe's judgment. Every effort they made to harm your reputation failed, and they are powerless against the torrent of facts. You are under the protection of great forces that most people do not notice. Those who want to harm you mistake this invisible barrier for weakness, but this is their greatest error. The truth does not need an army to defend it. It waits calmly, knowing that the falsehoods would eventually be revealed. Those who believe they can break you by concentrating on your personality are setting themselves up to fail. The universe, with its infinite intellect, makes no mistakes. By shouting your name, they drew the same vigor that they were not prepared for. As the torrent of knowledge rises, everything they did to you becomes crystal clear. There has been a hidden campaign against you undertaken by people who smiled in your presence while secretly seeking to undermine you. These individuals methodically planned lies to influence others' perceptions, but they never expected that their deception would crumble under the weight of truth. What they didn't realize was that truth is an unstoppable force, like a river tearing through mountains no matter how many dams are built to contain it. They put walls around you in order to distance you from others and distort their perception of you. However, when you build barriers against something as powerful as the truth, those walls become the same thing that drags you down. Watch how everything they attempted to use against you backfires on them. Those who have banded together to support their cause are becoming more aware of the deception. Every ally they thought they had is now questioning their motives, and the weapons they used to murder you are now the means of their own demise. This isn't just about karma. It's about cosmic equilibrium, a natural law that cannot be modified if you hold tight to your convictions. The universe becomes your buddy. If you are feeling an abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. To help spread God's blessings, click the super thank you button on YouTube and donate $10 or more. This great gift will touch not just your life, but the lives of many others via this platform. Each of you plays a unique part in God's grand plan, and your generosity will be the answer to our prayers. Act now. Share your advantages to honor His kingdom. In God's loving hands, you were designed to do much greater things. May God bless you. The forces that govern the universe cannot be misled, no matter how diligently someone tries to tell lies. Every false word they spoke about you has become a shackle that binds them tighter, pulling them deeper into the pit they tried to dig for you. What they believed would be a clever approach has become an overwhelming force, exposing all of their secrets to the light. The darkness in which they lived is now being illuminated each lie they said is unraveled and shown for what it was. They endeavored to depict you as the antagonist, the one to blame, and the source of all issues. However, by doing so, they accidentally allowed others to see them for who they really are. They exposed their flaws to the rest of the world in order to shift attention away from themselves. They underestimated the forces they were harnessing, assuming they had control over the narrative. They were ignorant that they were awakening an ancient force of justice that does not adhere to human rules, a force that has remained in balance since before time began. These forces cannot be controlled or evaded. Those who questioned you before are now doubting everything. The fiction they believed is collapsing as the truth is exposed. The ground they thought was solid is shifting under their feet, and the same people who were duped by their lies are now experiencing the reality they tried to hide. When you align yourself with integrity and follow the path of truth, even when it is difficult, you become an unstoppable force. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first chosen and receive the most important revelations early. There are moments when the world recognizes the enormity of your existence, and those who formerly sought to denigrate you are left in shock. They attempted to include your name into their story, thinking they could change reality by dragging your reputation through the mud. Instead, the simple expression of your essence has set off a chain reaction of truth that they cannot halt. They're now drowning in guilt, feeling the weight of their decision become heavier by the minute. This is what happens when those engaging in deception try to entangle forces they are unable to understand. Your presence is a massive and potent force that should not be underestimated. What they believed would be a simple act of distorting perceptions has now become their downfall. The universe has shifted, and the cosmic scales are shifting against them. The words they used to pound into you are now choking them, leaving them breathless and trapped. They had no idea that by yelling your name, they released a power beyond their control. This is not luck or chance. This is divine justice. Unfold, dying in before of their eyes. Most people are unaware of the precautions you take while relocating. An hidden barrier that they mistook for vulnerability. They failed to recognize the fact. Truth need no protection. It remains alone, unwavering, until the illusions that surround it shatter. Those who worked against you thought they were controlling the narrative, but they were really laying the groundwork for their own destruction. The cosmic forces are now at work, and they are quickly learning that they are no match for the reality they sought to hide. Every attempt to poison the well, every trick, every whispered lie, they're all returning to them like a quiet, powerful storm. Their lie is suddenly crashing down around them with amazing force. People who used to sway easily are now recognizing the reality of the situation. The web they built to entrap you is now tightening on them, and the same tactics they used to deceive others are unraveling right in front of their eyes. The lies they painstakingly crafted are now draining the life out of them. Their credibility is sliding through their fingers like sands, and the facade they tried to maintain is crumbling under the weight of their own deception. Every day, they wake up in fear of what may be revealed. The world they built with lies is crumbling, and there's nothing they can do to prevent it. They thought they might use your silence to provoke a response, but your absence has become the most powerful message of all. You refuse to take part in their turmoil, choosing to focus on your own success and peace as they strive to mend their broken tale. You continue to rise, unshaken. They interpreted your retreat for weakness, but it was really the greatest demonstration of force. You walked out of their game, refusing to participate, and therefore undermining their power. A strong, ancient oak remains unbowed in the midst of a storm, its roots securely rooted in good soil. Your unwavering independence from other people's plans is also essential. Throughout this period, you will be a constant source of strength and wisdom. Consider yourself a blazing beacon in a world full of falsehood. A light so dazzling that it transforms every dark corner into a representation of celestial reality. When you choose to isolate yourself from other people's misleading practices, you are doing more than just avoiding their traps. You actively promote the advantages of living your truth. Your very presence oozes clarity, revealing the hidden falsehoods that others have diligently created, leaving no room for their twisted stories to flourish. Your capacity to break out from their control is your most formidable weapon. Simply living authentically, embracing the life that God has planned for you with unwavering faith and grace, turns you into a living mirror that reflects the undeniable magnificence of reality, returning to those who had previously tried to undermine it. Imagine a peaceful lake under a bright morning. The lake, pristine and unspoiled, reflects the sky with such perfect clarity that it exposes every passing cloud of falsehood. In the same way, your persistent dedication to your inner light causes the masterfully created walls of deceit to fall and fade away, unable to fight the strength of your genuine spirit. Refusing to engage with the trivialities and falsehoods spewed by others in an attempt to control the narrative demonstrates incredible courage. Instead of allowing their hostility and deception to determine the trajectory of your life, you have taken a courageous step to rise above the turbulence. By doing so, you have invited a force much greater than human malice into your life, the force of divine truth and unshakable love. This is not an example of sheer chance or coincidence. It symbolizes the manifestation of a higher order, a cosmic plan that ensures that every falsehood is eventually exposed by the blazing light of truth. Living in your truth not only improves your life, but it also acts as a catalyst for change in the lives of others. Your genuineness is like a polished mirror placed in a dimly lit atmosphere. It does more than just reflect light. It magnifies it, removing the shadows of dishonesty that have long lurked in the souls of those around you. The falsehoods that others have spread about you begin to crumble in the face of your unwavering honesty. Every fiber of deception is uncovered. The wonderful fabric of reality is painstakingly restored, showing the indisputable beauty of truth in our daily lives, especially in a culture riddled with cynicism and falsehood. There is an urgent need to be honest to oneself. Every time you choose to live with integrity, you avoid the temptations of vanity and manipulation. You are reflecting a larger purpose. You are demonstrating that genuine strength is not the ability to control others, but the courage to stand alone when the oceans of falsehoods rise. Your dedication to living this truth changes not just your own path, but also inspires others around you to seek liberation from false narratives. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a basic reality. Our existence is founded on God's divine purpose and is not influenced by earthly concerns. According to the Bible, whatever done with faith will be repaid to God with tremendous blessings. Luke, like a big oak tree, our roots are deeply anchored in God's universal truth. His might protects every step and posture we take. You now have the opportunity to be a part of that gift. When you click the special thank you button and donate $10, this movement will return to you many times over. Consider the serenity of dawn, when the first light of day dispels the remnants of darkness with little effort or complaint. There is no war, no desperate grip on the darkness. The brightness just prevails. Your sincerity operates in a similar way. It is unnecessary to shout or demand recognition. It simply is. And while it lives, it destroys every illusion that has been created. Those who were previously burdened by their own lies are suddenly faced with the full force of a harsh reality. The exact techniques they used to destroy your name are now the hallmarks of their own doom. A tribute to the inexorable force of truth in a world where many prefer to follow the route of least resistance, complying to the expectations of a superficially judgmental society. You've chosen a different road. It's a path that requires daring and devotion. A path lit by the light of divine truth and personal conviction. By being true to your inner personality, you have created an environment in which others' falsehoods cannot survive, and their efforts to affect your image become futile against an everlasting and unbreakable force. It is said that when someone remains firm in their objective, the universe conspires in their favor. You are a live example of the divine notion. Your path is defined not by the transitory accomplishments of those who thrive on falsehood, but by the enduring strength that comes from a noble heart. As you continue to live your truth, you become a continual reminder that genuine power is measured not by others' ephemeral opinions, but by the unshakable conviction that comes from inside. Every fight, every attempt to pervert your tale is met with unflinching calmness, a serene belief that the truth will always win over the fleeting darkness of deception. The way you have chosen to live is undeniably lovely, one that is compatible with the fundamental simplicity of natural law. Just as the stars in the sky should not compete for attention, but rather shine together to create a gorgeous tapestry of light, you should shine in a manner that inspires those who are fortunate enough to see it. Your honesty is more than simply a characteristic. It is a heavenly mandate, a living testimonial to the larger cause that guides you away from the devastating force of falsehoods. You have discovered a refuge of peace, a place where the perpetual light of truth shines despite the storms outside. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first to hear the most important revelations. This path you chose is not without its challenges. The world will attempt to undermine your dedication at times. When the forces of manipulation and deception combine like dark clouds on the horizon. But even at such times, remember that you are protected by a power much greater than any human plot, a force as old as time and vast as the heavens. Your choice to live in the light of your truth is a statement of independence from a world that often seeks to dim the brilliance of genuine souls. With each act of disobedience against the flood of lies, you affirm the sacred truth. You are accountable for your own life, inspired by divine understanding and eternal promise. Furthermore, consider how your very presence serves as a catalyst for change in others. It influences your life in the same way that a beautiful stream feeds the environment. Radiating honesty and integrity nourishes the hearts of those who have been lost in the web of falsehood. They see you as a living example of what is possible when you refuse to be swayed by the shifting sands of deception in your eyes, and they get the courage to break free from the shackles of manipulation that have long held them captive. As they learn to embrace their own truth, they join a broader movement, a harmonious chorus of individuals united by a desire for genuine connection and unwavering truthfulness. There is a term in the language regarding hope and perseverance. When the light of truth shines in a dark area, it dispels all shadows. You have dissociated. You decide to live without the weight of others. Distortion, is it a light? It is a bright force that transforms even the most hardened cynicism into a soft light of understanding and clarity in a world that often values conformity over creativity. Your refusal to compromise on the truth is a revolutionary, ornery act. It shows the idea that every human being, when in alignment with their true self, has the power to transform the very fabric of reality. Consider a field of wildflowers, each with its own unique and undeniable beauty, standing bravely against the harsh winds of a tough season. Their beauty lies not in uniformity, but in the freedom to thrive as nature intended. Your life demonstrates the same boundless beauty, a celebration of individuality that refuses to be damaged by the mediocrity of false stories. With each breath, you assert your right to exist as the person you are intended to be, not influenced by the unpleasant effects of envy or malice. Doing so encourages everyone around you to do the same, creating a revolutionary wave that extends far beyond any one time. Remember that the route to authenticity was not chosen in isolation. It is a communal journey, a shared experience, in which each authentic step lights the route for others. As you stay steady in your desire, you contribute to a larger tapestry of change, a movement that acknowledges each individual's innate importance and dignity. Your unwavering determination to live as your real self is a powerful message that the divine plan for your life far transcends the petty machinations of those who want to bring you down. It acknowledges that you are an integral part of a larger cosmic design, and that each challenge you overcome is a stepping stone to greater heights. When you reflect on your journey in quiet moments, you will understand that the hardships along the way were never meant to damage you. Rather, they were meant to polish your spirit and shape you into the beautiful embodiment of truth you are today. The challenges you've faced, as well as the falsehoods that tried to hide your light, have only contributed to your brightness. And now, as you continue to shine with unwavering light, you set an example for others. A live sermon about hope, resilience, and divine favor. Finally, the power that you possess is a gift from the Most High, a precious gift that cannot be diminished by the insignificant efforts of those who dwell in darkness. Your life shows the enduring power of truth, a sparkling reminder that even in the midst of adversity, the light of honesty shines. Every act of breaking free from the poison of manipulation is a win, little but significant step toward a future full of optimism and prosperity. And while you continue, realize that the power of your spirit is a gift to those who receive it, a guiding light that leads people from the darkness into the brilliant light of a new day. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. With a $10 donation or more, you may help him carry out his plan and be a part of this sacred mission. Every payment is God's kindness, and I believe it will return to you greatly, far above your expectations. Remember that His protection and grace accompany you on every step, and with each gift, you become a part of His divine plan. You are a tremendous, bright being, as solid as the big rock that saw God's miracles. Feel the benefits of your compassion in your soul, and light up the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide you. May you always be certain that your authenticity is both a shield and a win. Allow your life to reverberate with the calm certainty of someone who recognizes their worth and refuses to be swayed by the world's fleeting illusions. Accept your reality completely, for it is in that sacred place that you will continue to find strength, peace, and an unbroken connection to the divine plan that guides every step of your journey. The consequences of their actions are now inescapable. They can't escape from truth any longer. Every attempt to recover control, every deception, just drives them deeper into a hole they can't escape from. They thought they had control over the plot, but the universe had already resolved it, and then their reputation declines. Yours grows despite their attempts to destroy you. You've become a living embodiment of the power of truth, a force that cannot be broken no matter how hard they try. Every deception they spread about you has just emphasized your strength. Each blow to your character has only made you stronger. Now, they are attempting to change history. You stay calm, untouched by the chaos they've caused. You do not have to prove anything. Your achievements speak for themselves. The universe has a way of restoring balance and holding those who want to harm others accountable for their actions. What they didn't realize was that every false word they uttered, every attempt to damage your character, had now worked against them. The universe does not forget. It remembers every act and intention, compelling those who deceive to confront the consequences of their actions. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first to hear the most important revelations. This is not about retribution. This is about cosmic justice. The balances have now been balanced, and those who intended to bring you down are realizing that they cannot escape the unavoidable repercussions of their actions. They tried to undermine you, but they only strengthened you. And now, with every step you take toward your objective, they are reminded of the price they paid for crossing you.